All right, it's time to switch the exhaust. It feels just like a video game, guys. We're literally taking off exhaust and putting on a new one and just testing and tuning. This is no better example of literally testing and tuning. The great thing is removing an exhaust from the GTR cap back wise is super easy. All I do is just jack up one side and remove like 4 bolts and a couple of hanger bushings and we're good to go. So because it's so easy, we could actually search for the best sounding exhaust for us. So we removed the Tomei TI Extreme exhaust. It was way too loud. And we put on our Fujitsubo exhaust. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's a really funky name. And we like the Fujitsubo exhaust. It's quiet, it has a small little grumble, but it sounds good and it's very drivable. I actually like it. And I'm actually a little nervous because I picked up this HKS Super Turbo Muffler, that's the name of it, and hoping that it's gonna give me a happy medium between the Tomei and the Fujitsubo. Now, hopefully it's not too loud and hopefully there's not any drone because I'm really enjoying the R33 without any drone. As a matter of fact, again, the driving experience is amazing without drone and the Fujitsubo exhaust delivers that. So in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox it. We're gonna tell you a little bit about the specifications, show you this exhaust, and then in the later on videos, we're gonna install it, give you guys some sound clips, and let you guys also see a comparison between the exhaust that we have now and this one, and see if we found that happy place where we wanna be as far as the exhaust goes. But this is where the exhaust came from, and to be honest with you, this is the biggest box I've ever seen for an exhaust. I thought I'd let you guys see that real quick, but it's not that heavy. So I already opened it up because we wanted to inspect it, but we're gonna go ahead and reopen it up. And some of the packing might not be the way that it came from the manufacturer, but you'll get an idea. All right. Sometimes we have to get parts, open them up, and we have to test them or look at them before we actually make a video because they could come damaged. All right, first off, we have this foam stuff. And I kind of like that because it really is super, super tough and it helps protect whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing this out. Start showing you what we got. Well, first off, HKS is a company that's been in business for a long time, decades on decades. And they've been providing exhaust for all types of makes and models and everything. And overall, people have liked their exhaust. I've liked their exhaust. I had one on our Toyota Supra and it sounded pretty decent. But I'm very curious that they were trying to meet the Jasma, which we'll talk about that here in a bit, and they were trying to essentially make an exhaust that flows good but also keeps the sound down. Now, one of the cool things about this particular exhaust is that they did an owl feather design on the exhaust tip, and we're going to show you that because that's very interesting. But overall, I like the look of it, but I actually spent some time on the internet seeing if this was possibly a knockoff. Now it looks great, doesn't look like a knockoff, but I looked at these welds and I was a little bit nervous because I was like, those welds look pretty rough. So after I looked at a lot of pictures of HKS products throughout the internet, I think that that's probably what they're doing now. Now, I'm not a welder. I don't know what a good weld versus a bad weld is. I just know that certain welds sometimes look neat. They look kind of very similar, symmetrical, and in diameter and shape and all that. And this is more blobby and globby if you look over here. Now, my thing is, I don't care how it looks as long as it stays sealed. But I would definitely say that these blobs, you know, kind of catch the attention of the customer, even if you're not a welder. But I thought I'd show you that, guys, because that was kind of one of those things that caught my attention. But the rest of the exhaust looks great. It looks shiny. There's no dents. It was packaged well. And at the end of the day, I'm okay with it. Now, I know you guys could read, but I'm going to read the description and put some pretty pictures while I'm doing it so you guys could actually see HKS's and hear HKS's description of this exhaust. So, the high-dimensional Super Turbo Muffler debut. Exhaust efficiency and sound pressure reduction are implemented together. The Turbo Engine Master HKS challenged to implement the following 3 characteristics together to develop Super Turbo Muffler. Effective on stock to high performance vehicles with upgraded turbines, the performance exhaust sound meets the Jasma standards, unique sound design specifically for the engine. So essentially they built this for the turbo applications, but they're also meeting Jasma's requirements. And Jasma is the organization that pretty much is like our emissions and sound people here in America. They're trying to meet a certain sound quota so they're not super obnoxious, and this meets that Jasma requirement. So there's something really unique about this exhaust, and we're gonna talk about its tip and we're gonna show you. All right, so this is what's really unique to this exhaust. Now the tip has a really different type of design. And again, I'm gonna read their description because what better than they telling you what this is. Okay, HKS's original sound control technology created the slotted tail design. The slotted tail was inspired by an owl's feather. The owl's feather shaped exhaust tip has an advanced silencing effect. Releasing adequate air from the tail can reduce the air friction vibration, which enables the sound to be reduced by approximately 2 decibels. HKS conducted intensive analysis of the sound level and frequency inside the vehicle's cabin and outside the vehicle. Therefore, the best exhaust tone was tuned for both inside and outside the vehicle. Also, the low frequency was eliminated to present more comfortable sound. So I really love that they are focused on the driver experience. Now, the exhaust that we have on is probably like ultimately Jasma times 10,000 compliant because you can't hear nothing. But what I think they're trying to do is provide a turbo exhaust that produces both the power gains and the noise reduction and livability aspect of it, which is what I'm looking for. And again, I haven't tried it, so I'm crossing my fingers. And that's why I ordered this, because I read all of that. And just like any other dating app, you're like, this might be the right exhaust for me based on what they wrote. They could either be telling you the truth or they could be lying, which I'm not saying they're lying, but at the end of the day, maybe their livability is a different expectation than mine, meaning they might be okay with a certain sound drone, which I am not. The great thing is that the Tomei exhaust is on sale on eBay. And again, if one of you guys want the Tomei exhaust, please buy it from me because one of you subscribers need to get a deal from me. But the crazy thing is that I'm really hoping that this works because the size of the box, I mean, it's humongous. I don't think we'll be able to sell this thing. So it really is kind of one of those things where it's either going to work or now we have this exhaust and maybe somebody in marketplace will want it if it doesn't work, but I'm going to be optimistic and say it is. So now that you know a little bit about the exhaust, now you know how it looks, its features, it's going to be time for us, not in this video, but the next video, to install it and then do some sound clips and drive. I'm super excited because I really think that the design of the tip and the way that it looks and the way that they describe it, I think it's going to be a best match for us. But we wanted to make this video to present the exhaust to you firstly and foremost to you guys, so you know what it is and its specifications before we put it on. All right, guys, thank you for watching. You guys rock. Take care, subscribe, like, and we'll talk to you soon.